So I wanted to start with this thought. If there is one budget spec'd out headphone more anticipated than the one we're looking at today, I wouldn't know what it would be. Maybe the previous model then. But you guys have no idea. I've gotten so many requests to do this particular review, both from owners of the previous model to newbies alike, to the point that my wife says I yell Q30 in my sleep for days on end. So you guys have asked for this, and also caused my marital status to be put in question. But anyways, this then is the Soundcore Q30 Life. And just for fun, this is the Soundcore Q20 Life, the older but still highly relevant sibling. So I brought this along to compare the old with the new, so we can decide whether the Q30 is dope or nope. Let's find out after these messages. Alright guys, so here is the Soundcore Q30 in the flesh. And let's check out some high level specs first before we take a closer look at the headphones itself. The Q30 costs just shy of $80 or about $20 more than the Q20 right here. And you can have any color as long as it is black. I'm not sure why Soundcore decided to go with that, because the older Q20 you have 3 color options like the silver one you see right here, black and blue. Maybe someday, but as of right now, this is all you got. In terms of battery life, Soundcore claims 40 hours with ANC on at 60% volume. Now, during my time of testing, I found that Soundcore wasn't sugarcoating that figure. I actually got a higher 41 hours at 65% volume with ANC on. There's Bluetooth 5.0 on board with SBC and AAC support. But sadly, like the Q20 before this, there's still no aptX in sight. It's year 2021, guys. Why is there no aptX at all? This is just bizarre. But what it does have that the Q20 doesn't is multi-point Bluetooth connection, and we'll talk about that a little bit more later on in the show. The headphone also weighs 263 grams, which is identical in fact to the Q20. Now, let's take a closer look at the headphones, and I really like the new design language. It's less of that UFO-y, ear cup design of the past, and it's now looking more like, I don't know, the end of an oversized stethoscope. But you see this deep groove right here between the two double disc moldings. It gives it a more compact look on your ear, even though they're really around the same capacity between a Q20 and a Q30. Now, the build itself is mostly good grade plastics. It doesn't retain too much smudges or grease, which is nice, and it's easy to clean at the same time. But on the other hand, scratches will accumulate over time as the plastics don't self-heal very well. There's also a thick and soft platter stuffed with generous amount of memory foam in the ear cups or ear pads, which is non-replaceable by the way, but they're super comfortable. I can wear these for hours and not feel anything. Now also another plus is because of the venting ports on both sides, your ears won't sweat or warm up very much. Now, in terms of articulation, you can fold the ear cups up this way as well as twist them on this axis and also pivot them on this little wishbone hinge just like before. And this helps with finding a comfortable position on your head, as well as you can store them really compactly outside of your case in some backpack or duffel bag or something like that, which is nice. Now, something I want to point out too is, and some of you may or may not care, is in its most relaxed position when you compare the Q20 and the Q30, the top of the ear cups of the Q30 do not touch, and this has to do with the headband design. They're completely different, and I'll talk about this in a quick second, but some of you may care about this because the way, imagine the background, the Q20 is your skull and the Q30 is the band itself. There is an added space between the headband and the skull, so some of you may care about it. For me, it's more of an aesthetic difference, and so I thought I'll bring that up anyway. Now, speaking of which, the headband slider setup is a complete departure from the majority of the headphones out there, not just its Q20 sibling. The more common thing to do is for the metal part that you see right here is to be sandwiched between the lower and upper plastic pieces, so it's mostly hidden, but now it's completely exposed, guys, and it lends to it a more premium look to it, and it's really nice, and I really like how they've done it. And so when I pull this out, there's 10 detents just like before, and some of you may worry that hair might get caught in this, and granted, I haven't been able to test this because I have short hair, but if you have long hair, you may have your hair get caught from time to time in there. So for what it's worth, I thought I'll mention that too. Now, looking at the left ear cup here, guys, we have the golden Soundcore logo emblazoned into the outer cap, and it's mirrored again on the right side, and also mirrored is the left-right indicator printed into the inner foam padding right there. Now, in terms of button layout, on the left side again, we have the power button. If you hold this for 5 seconds each time, it's power on off. And also, if you have this already paired with a device and you double tap it, it enters into a pairing mode for a second device, therefore starting the multi-point Bluetooth pairing process. Next to it is the LED status light, and next to that is the noise cancellation cycle mode, on-off pass-through mode. a USB-C charging port right here, and this is the first microphone port for phone calls, and the top here is the venting port, and both of these are mirrored on the right side as well. You can see the mic there as well as the venting port. There's a third mic that handles noise cancellation right here. Now, I left this sticker on so you can better see this. NFC is built into this device so you can quickly pair devices like tapping this on your phone or your tablet, and it's done. I don't like this tech because, you know, it's a one-time deal. Use it once and never use it again. But if it's built into the chipset, why not use it, right? Anyways, the button setup here is also pretty straightforward. Volume up, volume down. Also, if you hold either one of this, is forward track, backward track, pause, play, and a 3.5mm jack right there that has also high-res certification. I plugged this in before and tested the sound, and it sounds really good as well. Now, in the business end of things, there's a 40mm driver in each side handling all the sound as well. By the way, a couple more quick things about the buttons is the push quality is a little bit different between each other. Say the left side is and the right side the same size, but the left side is more clickety and the right side is a little bit more mushy. And the second thing is just plain downright horrible ergonomics because they're so flush between each other, as well as with the ports. My fingers have a hard time finding them in space. It would have been nice if Soundcore, say for the volume, had some kind of toggle dial or something built into it. That would have been super fantastic. So here's the storage case, guys, and I really like the fabric on this one. It makes it feel and look more expensive than it really is. And you know, it's nice and solid as well. And let's not forget, the Q20 only came with a carry sack, so this is a nice huge upgrade all by itself. There's a carry loop right here, and the zipper pull is a little bit small, but it has a nice smooth action as well. Now, when you open it, you're greeted by the headphones sitting in its pre-molded cavity. Now, to stow the headphones in here, you need to shorten the headbands all the way down to their shortest position. Any longer, they just won't sit there. Now, you have to also have to flip up the left ear cup, and once you figure this out, it's pretty easy thing to do. Now, here's a storage pocket, which is really weird. It's upside down, and it's fine for cables and such, and manuals, they stick in there pretty well. But once you have heavier things like coins or airplane adapters, I can imagine those things falling out really quickly the moment you open it up. So I'm not sure why Soundcore did that. But overall, this is a nice case. There you go.
Alright guys, now we're outside doing the Bluetooth distance test, and boy is it cold. I just got a cold draft. I have some Harry Styles playing one of my favorite songs from last year, Watermelon Sugar High. So I have this on Deezer and high fidelity on my Pixel. I'm gonna play this and walk this way along the side of my house, or the back of my house to the side of my house, to see how long these headphones last. So there's the phone right there at the end of my deck, and these guys have Bluetooth 5.0. So 30 to 33 feet is the range. So we should start seeing some cutouts or complete disconnects by then. There's the phone again. How you guys doing? Just love having you guys here. Anyways, I'm gonna keep walking. The song is still playing nice and strong. Watermelon Sugar High, yeah. All right, so headphones, they should last pretty. I just got a disconnect, or not disconnect, just sputtering. So that's normal. We're gonna keep walking until these guys completely mess up. And I hear this weird clicking in the headphones. This is really weird. When you get disconnect, this thing just keeps clicking. I'm not sure if it has to do with the active noise cancellation. That's a weird thing. Never had this on any of my headphones before. Anyways, yeah, we got a disconnect, and then we're just gonna keep walking back this way to see if these guys reconnect to the media. No big deal if they don't. You can see the fit too of these guys. I really like the look of it. That double lozenge kind of look. I don't know what it is, but I really do like the look. But you can decide for yourself how to do. Anyways, yep, we reconnected to the media and they just continue playing, so that's a good thing. So everything works as expected. Nice job, Soundcore. On to the next test, guys. Okay, now we're gonna head down to the road to test the microphones on these guys for Bluetooth phone calls and how well they handle noise suppression, wind buffeting, and also generally quieter environments. And you can hear from the samples as we switch between the G85 and the Q30s. You can hear for yourself how well these guys do or not. Anyways, there's a slight wind going on right now. I'm gonna try to face it, and you can probably hear from the sample, I hope you can, that these guys don't handle wind buffeting very well. I tested these earlier in the windier environment or times, didn't handle it very well. Here comes some cars. I'm gonna head down this way, and you can hear for yourself how these guys handle noise suppression. They're better than the Q20s. There's a marginal difference. I'm glad there is, of course, and I'm glad I just didn't recycle the microphones and the algorithm and say, hey, let's be done with it. And in fact, 2 days ago I got another firmware update that improved the microphone quality, so I didn't hear much difference, but at least Soundcore is doing that. So one thing I also noticed, when your phone calls do come through your microphones, if active noise cancellation is on, it does not turn off. So other headphones do that for safety, but these guys don't do that. Here comes some more cars. I'm not sure if you can hear it. So yeah, anyways, active noise cancellation does not turn off, so bear that in mind. Just if you like some more safety, you can just manually turn on pass-through mode. But there you go, get more cars. You don't see a Tesla here very often, so that's nice to see. But anyways, there you go with the sound quality. This is a pretty good job in terms of Soundcore improving their microphone quality, because the Q20s just didn't do very well at all, if you remember. But anyways, nice job, Soundcore.
So this is the Soundcore app, and this is the only app you need to connect to any connectable Soundcore devices like their portable speakers or their Liberty or Live series. But anyways, once you have the Q30 paired with your device and you want to customize it, you come here and you tap connect, and it'll take you to a home screen that's really easy to understand, not very complicated at all. So here at the home screen, there's the battery level right there. I wish it shows some percentages. And right below that is noise cancellation control and equalizer and sleep mode right there. Let's check out noise cancellation real quick. And here you can cycle between noise cancellation, transparency mode, and normal. Same thing you can do on your headphones. But within noise cancellation, you can also control what modes they are, like transport, indoor, or outdoor. They basically cut out frequencies that you don't want. Like say indoors, it cancels out voices as well as mid-level frequencies a little bit. Now, if you want a little bit more control, instead of using this coming into this app, you can set up a widget. Say if you go to the eye here, it will show you how to set this up so you can control it from your main screen, which is really nice. Now, backing out to the home screen, we check out the equalizer, and here is where the fun begins, especially if you like to tweak your sound. In the custom section, there's an 8-band equalizer that you can tweak to your heart's content, rename it, and just save it and bring it up whenever you want. And if you're tired of those, you can just go to Soundcore's presets, and there's tons of them to choose from, as you can see right here. That's really convenient. And if you're tired of that, you can always just go back to custom and be done with it. Now back out to the home screen again, let's check out sleep mode, and here's where you can play white noise or background noise if you want to chill or fall asleep or just want to have some quiet moments. You can play say like the rain falling and even overlap each other too, like you want birds chirping in the background and water running or such like that. It's really nice to play with, and you can set a timer as well. I wish you could set specific amount of minutes, but it's available in increments of 5, as you can see. So this is the app in a gist. There's at the top right here, you can check for firmware. Ever since I've owned this for the past couple of weeks, I've gotten one update. So at least Soundcore, and Soundcore has always been good at this, is with updates.
So guys, if you haven't heard already, I'm trying to get to 10,000 subs, and only you can get me there. So if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to this channel by mashing and killing the button down below, and tell your friends and family about it as well. Thank you in advance for your help, guys. Now back to the program and get me to 10,000 subs.
So let's dive into the positives, and my first favorite thing about the Q30s is the sound quality. And this pretty much applies to most Soundcore products that I've tested in recent times, because this company has a good head on themselves in how they sound tune their products with that shallow V, nothing too aggressive, and also using high quality materials for their drivers and diaphragms. So it pretty much satisfies most listeners and also audiophiles up to a point. This is not audiophile grade, but it's really nice to listen to. Now, when you compare the Q30s and Q20s, there's a marginal improvements across the board. For example, staging and balance is impressive now, and mids are really clear and the highs are nice and controlled, a little bit better than before. The bass is solid as well as before, if a little bit muffled to my ears. And also, this is not a bass-centric thumper if that's what you're looking for. In terms of amplification, the Q30 is a little bit better now than the Q20s as well. That means you can listen to your tunes at maximum volume higher than the Q20s ever did, or would, or could, or will. Another thing that I really like now is the style and design, something that I couldn't say for the Q20s. In fact, when I first opened the Q30s, I was so apprehensive. I was like, oh, it's gonna be a cheap Chinese knockoff copycat thing. But when I opened it, I was like, oh my goodness, Soundcore, what did you do? It's a really nice design. Sure, there's a marginal hardware improvement, but it's in the looks department, guys. The looks where it makes a directional change for the better. So thank you, Soundcore, for doing that. The other thing that I really enjoy is the hybrid active noise cancellation. This thing is a solid performer. Sure, the Q20s were really good in their own right to begin with. People said it was like, oh, it's like a Bose or a Sony or an AirPods Pro. No, it wasn't. But with the Q30s, it's marginally better too. It's so much better at killing low frequency sounds and conversations too. And the fact that they've included the quick attention mode that most headphones don't have, even high-end headphones don't have it. Quick attention mode when you cover your right ear cup and it goes into pass-through mode. That's super awesome to have. Now, let's check out the noise cancellation performance right here, or right here.
Normal. Transparency. Noise cancelling. Normal. Transparency. Noise cancelling. Off. Noise cancelling.
And my last positive is, and you might think I'm joking about this one, but I'm dead serious, is the fact that Soundcore included a carry case. That alone is something to rejoice because with the Q20s, all they gave us was a carry sack. What was up with that? Well, unfortunately, with every silver lining, there's also a dark spot, and the Q30 is no different. So here are some of the negatives that I found during my time of testing, and the first big offender is popping sounds in the ear cups. And I think it happens in two scenarios. First one of all is when you switch between the 3 noise cancellation modes in the app from transport, indoor to outdoor, there's this popping sound in here. Second time when it happens is when you're at the far edges of signal strength between the source and your headphones. Usually you get audio cutouts, but on top of that, you also get the same popping sound. It's like the noise cancellation is going in and out of sync or something like that. So maybe this is fixable with firmware updates, or at worst, it could be a batch issue. But in either case, Soundcore, if you're listening to this, fix this problem. My other issues with the Q20 is the venting ports at the top, because I think they leak out more sound than necessary. Because even at 50% volume, my son who's sitting say 4 or 5 feet away, he says, I can hear everything the singer is singing. Another beef that I have with these headphones is how tiny and symmetrical these control buttons are. At least with the Q20s, they were large and tactile, but on these guys, it's really hard to intuitively tell which is left and right, especially in the dark. And the last negative is the clamping force, or the lack thereof. These things don't stay on your head very well. Sure, they're not made for exercising or working out in, but say if you're walking a dog and he had to dash across the road because it ran away from you, and you're like, these things just fall right out. Oh, crap, I just broke it. So here are my final thoughts, and I'm gonna go ahead and score this first. I want to give the Soundcore Q30 Live a gear up score of 8.5 out of 10 because you get so much guys for $80. That's a whole $470 less than an AirPod Max. Think about it. $470 less. This thing is almost a complete package. It doesn't stay on your head very well, but it sounds good. It has amazing noise cancellation, tons of features that even high-end headphones are just starting to introduce. This thing is awesome. Sure, it's a marginal improvement over the Q20, so if you already have a Q20, I don't see a point for you to upgrade, but if you're looking for a new set or you just have extra cash to burn, this is the one to get. Well, there you have it, guys. Thank you so much for watching this episode and also for sitting through my really clogged up voice. I've been having a cold and been sick for the past week, so I hope I feel better soon. But anyway, see you next Friday, because for the next few weeks, going to be looking at these new things like the Sony 1000XM4 and also this brand new Soundcore Liberty Air 2 Pro launch this week, and also the Wise thermostat and other cool products are down the pipeline, so visit us soon. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to this channel, mash and kill that button and tell your friends and family about it, because doing so helps me get you more videos like this to watch. And if you like your name, shout it out like Barbecue Jones right up here. Visit my Patreon page to find out how you can do that. And also remember to thumbs up if you like this video, and that's very important, and comment nicely down below. And thumbs down. Thumbs down to supervising virtual schooling students. To you parents, you know what I'm talking about. If you have a kid at home doing remote learning right now, it's like, if COVID doesn't kill me soon, my son will. It's how I feel. Props to you teachers for doing this on a daily basis, but getting your child to finish their homework or their assignments, it's like pulling teeth, and I just want to do this every time. So thumbs down to those children for not being appreciative. Thumbs down to supervising virtual schooling students. Anyways, that's all I got, guys. Remember to come back next week. I love y'all so much. Take care of yourself and remember to do something nice and kind for somebody in this world. I'll see you next time. Peace out.